Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm Mae.
And we're going to be doing a quick little episode today. This is basically going to be talking shit. This could be a talking shit episode.
All right, let's do it.
I'm fired up. We're going to talk about nepo-babies.
Ha!
And we're going to talk about the Forbes 30 under 30. God fucking damn it. So, yeah, if you don't like talking shit, just still like and subscribe and tell your friends and move it along. If you do, enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
All right, May. Talking shit time. How we doing?
Oh, we're
Having
great.
fun?
I'm having fun. I think we're like one glass of wine deep, so
This is perfect.
Yeah.
This is like if you were at happy hour with us and it was like last call. We
right.
just threw in the next one. And we're like, all right, now it's time.
Now it's time to talk some
Lean
shit.
Lean in. Tell
Say
no
some
one
things.
that person on the bar is recording. Yes. Perfect. We're going to start this out with a delightful NBC New York story that I saw earlier today,
Fantastic.
where this woman went to Madison Square Garden with her kid to see the Rockettes.
Mm-hmm.
And the facial recognition software that they have when you enter the facility stopped her and they denied her entry
Why?
because she was involved in litigation against Madison
Oh
Square
my
Garden.
God. That's great.
And they were like, the best way to get back at her is to force
Ban
her to
her.
not see the Rockettes.
That's funny.
Which is already, listen, I've seen it. It's not great.
You don't like the Rockettes?
Dude, they're bad. Like, it's fine.
No, they put their
It's-
legs up so high.
It's so cheesy. It's so cheesy.
I know, but that's kind of fun, no?
I mean, I went and I had a
Okay.
fun time.
I've never been.
Look.
But anyway, I guess I gotta go.
Well, babe, if you're going to be involved in litigation against them, you're not going to be allowed to. Also, her daughter was with her.
Oh no.
She got barred. Look at this lady.
Oh my God, that's so funny. What is her litigation against them?
I didn't read that
Oh,
far.
okay. Sorry to ask
I
these
did not read that
questions.
far into this.
That'd be funny if it's just the lawyer for someone that's against them, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, here, Madison Square Garden instituted a straightforward policy that precludes attorneys pursuing active litigation against the company from attending events at our venues until the litigation has been resolved. While we
Okay.
understand this policy is disappointing to some, we cannot
Yeah.
ignore the fact that litigation creates an inherently adverse environment. All impacted attorneys were notified of the policy.
Oh my God.
What do they think was going to happen? She's going to storm on stage with the Rockettes?
I guess that is
Start
so
kicking her own
fucking
leg.
Funny. That's really funny. That's hilarious.
But also kind of crazy that they have that level of facial recognition technology.
Yeah, I know.
This is what happens when you use the stupid AI bots and do your what celebrity do you look like, or what were the ones that were just happening?
Oh,
Where they gave
just
everyone
like your
huge
hot
tits?
ass fucking pics. Everybody just looked wicked good.
They made them into like art, whatever, old-timey art. There's also a bunch of stuff right now where they're saying that AI is stealing art. Which is kind of true because, like, you know how they will put you into the format of, like, I don't know,
Paint.
the Mona Lisa or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, it's like they're always like famous kind of settings that they put the people
Yeah.
into in those AI images. And now people are getting like angry that AI is not giving credit to artists when they're
Interesting. Yeah. Huh. Okay.
everyone's
Yeah.
angry. Yeah. So that's first story. Madison
Wow.
Square Garden.
Damn, that's crazy. This makes me think that it's sort of interesting. I'm like, why can't they do facial recognition to vote? I guess because not everybody has facial recognition stuff,
This is a good point.
you know?
That would be fucking mass chaos. It would
Yeah.
definitely remember when
Oh
they,
no, what are you going to say?
guys, remember when they first launched the AI technology and they kept on the facial stuff on
I
like
think I know what you're talking
you know what I'm
about.
talking about.
Go ahead and say it.
And they were like doing the automatic scanning of people's pictures, and I'm maybe misremembering this lightly, but they were tagging people of color as monkeys,
I saw
and that
this,
was
yes.
that was bad.
That was not good.
They were like, roll it back right now.
I know.
That
And then
was
it was
so embarrassing.
But it was so hard. Yeah, it was so fucking. I'm so uncomfortable.
I know.
I'm like, oh no.
I know. I'm still. Remember, like that story came out, and America as a whole was like, "No,
Oh,
yikes!"
everyone's just like, oh boy.
I'm so
Oh, boy.
sorry.
I remember like somebody was like, oh, like Google is racist, and it's like, what? Yeah, we're just moving on. Like,
Roll it back. Just roll it back. Go put it back in the training for a while. It's not ready. It's clearly not ready.
oh god, that is so bad.
Yeah. So I think that might be why we're not 100% ready for voter
True.
facial recognition.
But it's interesting. Like, you have Clear at the airport.
I do. Oh,
Yeah.
I love Clear.
I love it too.
Huge
and it's
fan.
actually gotten me out of a bind a few times because I didn't even realize I like forgot my license somewhere, and then I've just been able to fly because
Oh.
they know who I am.
You know what? Madison Square Garden has Clear.
They
now that I
do.
think about it.
Oh,
So maybe that's how they did
maybe
it.
that's how they did it.
I read the headline of this article. If
They
you're
have
interested.
Clear. Wow.
They do, because
Interesting.
the only reason I know that is because it was like came in an email or something, because it was like for holiday events or whatever.
Oh,
like, don't
wow.
forget your Clear membership includes.
Oh my god, that's so
I think, like,
cool.
I'm pretty sure it was Madison Square Garden. It was like Yankee Stadium.
Damn.
I think Citi Field, or like some
Yeah.
big major venues. Have
By
it.
the way, if you
Maybe-
don't have Clear, get it. It's
Dude,
so fucking
get
worth
it.
it. Like, it's
also, if you
great.
lose your license,
yeah, it's awesome. They just know who you are because of your eyes.
if you drop your phone in a pool or like if you drop your phone off of a boat in Miami, which may or may not have happened to me or one of my friends, and your phone has all of your licenses and credit cards and is an absolute disaster, then Clear's pretty useful.
Pretty useful.
Okay, cool. So this has just been a long ad for Clear
Yes.
/ Madison Square Garden.
Like
so
and
that
subscribe to Clear.
that was pretty funny.
That's very funny.
The second topic I wanted to talk about was I think this has been a very in vogue conversation piece right now for a bunch of those like Variety and all those different magazines kind of take one topic and just spin them up for a bit.
Yes.
Nepo-babies, nepotism
Oh yeah.
babies. The babies of famous people are, shocker, gonna get a leg up in the world
Right.
or rich. What are you, born yesterday?
Who cares? Yeah.
Well, I think everyone like knows that. Obviously,
Right.
that's a whole thing. But unfortunately, there were some nepo babies made a couple comments,
Oh boy. Okay.
and they should have just enjoyed their
Who it-
unbelievable stroke of luck.
Who and what did they say? Because I'm dying.
So Lily Rose Depp,
Oh,
she's probably the
boy.
most egregious example where she
God.
said, yeah, we know Lily Rose Depp of Johnny Depp fame. I can understand why she might want to distance herself from her dad.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that was like kind of a public trial, whatever. Blah,
I get
blah.
it.
Yeah.
But that's not what she said at all. One of the quotes that really, she did this interview with Elle magazine, and in it, or no, W magazine. I think she did multiple.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, she did multiple. She said, "I'm not going to say that it doesn't make it easier to get your name out there."
Yeah, you're already famous when you're born.
What are you talking about? We had articles about you being born.
Literally.
Your name was out there. Doesn't make it easier. Obviously it does, but honestly to me, there's also something even a little harder about it because the expectations are so insanely high. No. No.
I don't know. I mean,
No.
yeah. Well, she's not wrong. I mean, right? Like, she can't just be like some piece of shit.
There's
I don't
something
know.
harder about it.
Well,
She thinks Lily Rose, you're going to look at me and say Lily Rose Depp has a harder path in Hollywood than Johnny Depp even, who came, I don't, actually, is he a nepo baby? I don't know. But like,
I have no idea.
fucking,
But
no.
I guess my point is just that, like, from the second that she was born, people are gonna be like, "Are you an actor? Are you gonna be an actress? Are you gonna be an actor?" And it's like, what if she wants to be like, I don't know, a fucking truck driver? Like, she can't.
Sure.
Like, you
And I mean,
understand?
I
like,
think-
that's sort of what I'm getting at, I guess.
Well, no,
but, like,
that's not what she's saying here. She said it in relation to specifically within acting is what the context of the quote
I
is.
see. Okay, well then, no, fuck her. Yeah,
Exactly. No. And the internet agrees because they were
Yes.
all like, wait, no.
Yeah.
She also, then she goes on to say, if somebody's mom or dad is a doctor and then the kid becomes a doctor, you're not going to be like, well, you're only a doctor because your parent is a doctor. It's like, no, I went to medical school and trained.
Yeah.
So that is a very not an apples to apples comparison.
No, and so is she trying to say like, yeah, I went to acting school and that's why it's so like I put in the legwork? It's like, yeah, bitch, you know how Hollywood works. If you could be the best actress, there's probably people that are way better actresses. Definitely people that are way better actresses than we've ever seen on the big screen, but they can't get in because people like her are
that are
like
well, and I think
them.
that was one of the things they were like, being a doctor requires you to just have a certification and then practice that, whereas acting, there's a specific amount of slots because there's way more people who want to be actors and there's no accreditation policy practice for it.
Right.
Oh my God. So yeah, that really pissed me off when I saw this article come out, which is exactly why they make it. It's clickbait.
Yeah.
And I clicked, let me tell you that.
Yeah, she should have kept her little cute mouth shut.
Yeah. She should have kept her mouth shut. But there were a lot of people who actually have, I think, more better takes on it. Like a lot of the nepo babies were like very like,
right.
Like,
you can't. I mean, here's the thing. It's like
I'm not mad at them for being in this situation,
for being born. Like,
no, of course not. But it's like just acknowledge the fact that you came into this
with a leg up,
and like be grateful for that and shut the fuck up. This is one of those scenarios where you shut the fuck up.
That's all you have to do.
There were some other really great ones. Like for instance, this is Dylan and Paris Brosnan are Pierce Brosnan's sons.
Okay.
Look at them.
Huh.
And they said, I think we need to just be grateful for our blessings. It's always going to be there, and we got to recognize it.
That's nice.
Exactly. Hailey Bieber said, kids that already have a famous background are just following in their family's footsteps. My dad and all his brothers have done this. This is my family business.
Huh. Yeah, but she doesn't really do anything.
So, and that's
right?
exactly.
I mean, she models, but
also,
like,
she looks terrible in this picture.
Yeah, but she's really young there.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's a Willy Wonka premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, well,
you don't really do.
What do you mean the family business?
Yeah, you just are married to.
You're just famous. To be fair, actually, I guess the family business is being in the public eye, and you are.
Yeah.
But that's not something you earned. Though I guess she's not technically implying that from the quote. Maya Hawke, the daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. Oh, I bet she's so cool.
She's probably pretty cool.
So cool.
Do you know we have a signed skateboard by Ethan Hawke?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Mark
really
did his
cool.
podcast and he was like, do you want this? Mark was like, yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
She's cool too. She says, I think I'll get a couple chances on their names. And then if I suck, I'll get kicked out of the kingdom. And that's what should happen. So I'm just going to try to not suck.
Huh.
Love that.
All right.
Yeah. Willow Smith.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
What are you about to say?
Hers is like if a hippie like tried to write this long diatribe about just
they try to be so serious, and it's like just
so
shut
serious,
up.
like relax.
That whole family is fucking freaky.
I frankly think like Will actually having an emotion for a second made him more likable. Because
that's a take. Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously though, like
yeah.
I like haven't seen him like react real, like be real for a fucking second.
Yeah, right. And Jada's like out fucking his son's friend.
And I was like, okay, at least at this moment I'm seeing him like actually.
Yeah.
Should he have done that? Absolutely not. But
yeah, no, that's crazy.
He said, or she said, I don't focus on how other people feel about me. If you love me, amazing. If you hate me, fantastic. That's none of my business. I was put on this planet to be someone who uplifts the lives of people with my art and my words, and that's it. That's pretty much how I feel.
Oh, God.
Anyone can feel how they feel, and I don't mind. We got it.
I mean,
so a non-answer. Thank you so much.
That's a healthy way to be, but like you're gonna be put on this planet to share your art. Like, suck my dick.
Yep. Yep. Lourdes Leon is the daughter of Madonna and Carlos Leon, which that must have been a childhood. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, yeah.
You get to... That's the ultimate nepo baby there.
That's crazy.
I want to feel like I deserve things and not just like I've been given things. And yes, there's undeniable privilege that I'd be stupid to not realize.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. Nepotism babies are pretty awful usually. And my mom and father raised me to be so much smarter than that.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice, except for then not acknowledging that she might be also that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's fine. And also, just look at her. She looks like a lot.
She does look like a lot.
Like I can see her nipple in this picture.
Yeah, why is her nipple?
It's 100%
outside of her
in this
shirt?
picture.
That's crazy.
And a picture with her mother. Her mother is right next to her.
That's insane.
And I can see her nipple. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, and that's fine, but you might also be a lot.
Yeah, you know I've met Madonna once.
Did you?
Yes. Amy Schumer had a show, and then I was backstage, and so was Madonna.
Wow. How was she?
Small, really small.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
really short and tiny.
Wow.
Yeah, and I obviously didn't like talk. She wasn't interested in talking to me,
No,
but I was just like
she's
sitting.
I'm watching the show.
I was like sitting there like, oh God.
That's hilarious.
I'm sitting next to Madonna right now.
There's some other ones. I think I actually really liked Gigi's answer. Gigi Hadid, who I will go ahead and say, so she's the daughter of Yolanda and Mohammed Hadid.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Oh my God. Okay.
Are they like really famous?
So Yolanda was a huge runway model.
She's beautiful.
And she was on Real Housewives. And Mohammed Hadid is like one of like the richest fucking. I
Really?
actually don't know what he does, but he might be a real estate developer. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Well,
yeah.
I loved her quote. She goes, I like her. I don't know.
Yeah,
she's
she's
probably
nice.
well, she's probably awful in reality, but she's so pretty, so cute.
Yeah.
She says, I know I come from privilege, so when I started there was this big guilt of privilege, obviously. I've always had this big work ethic because my parents came from nothing and I worked hard to honor them. The
Oh, that's
perfect
nice.
answer.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So scandalous. So she has a baby with Zayn from right? I don't know. Whatever. She has a baby with one of the One
Wait,
Direction
that
guys.
Gigi does?
Gigi does. And her mom, which the jury is out, but basically her mom said that like he hit the mom. Like they had gotten some like argument.
Oh, no.
And she like tried to press charges on him and they were dropped because of how like ridiculous, and there was like no proof, and there was like literally video evidence of him not doing that. So Yolanda's insane.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But I guess
So-
if she was on The Real Housewives, that's kind of a requirement, right?
To be insane? Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, oh, yeah, you can come on.
Please.
That was your audition.
Thank you.
A fake lawsuit against someone that gets dropped? That's perfect.
Amazing.
All right. So that's Nepo Babies. Point being, Lily Rose Depp, shut your mouth. Everyone else, good for you. But just like, don't be an idiot. You got there because of your parents. Be grateful.
Yeah. Right. And that's fine.
That's how America works.
Yeah.
We're trying to mimic Europe.
Yeah.
It's our whole thing here.
I know. I feel like yeah, I don't know. Kids need to step in more dog shit. That's what they need to do.
If I ever got very famous and I had kids, I would definitely make them step in dog shit.
I would be like,
try
take your
so
shoes
hard.
off. And let's get that dog shit in between your toes.
My mom was really mean to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a real life.
Literally. I have to shame them in some way so at least they have something to talk about.
Exactly. Okay, so now then I wanted to pivot to, we just talked about Nepo Babies primarily in Hollywood, obviously. That was all in Hollywood, actually. There's many, many more. Those were just some on a listicle that I found. And now we're going to pivot over to another area where there's a little bit of
Favoritism?
favoritism is a good way to put it.
Okay.
The Forbes 30 under 30. We have talked about it so many times.
And by
It turns
favoritism,
out-
you mean like paid spots.
Paid spots. First and foremost, at first I wanted to do superlatives. Did you know there are about 600 people on the 30 under 30?
No.
I did not know that either, because when I opened it up, I was like, I cannot condense this into an art, like a
Well, I thought that 30 under 30
Would be
meant
30
people.
people.
Yeah.
It used to be that, except for that I think Forbes realized, oh, we can make more money if it's not just 30 people.
I see.
So now it's close to 600. And also, get this, we're looking primarily at the North America edition.
Oh.
And this makes sense, don't get me wrong. But they also have Asia and they have Europe, and I would guess maybe the Middle East. I don't know. But they have regionality to it. So this is like a moneymaker for
wow.
Forbes. Like they're like pulling in,
Good for them.
they have like podcasts, like they have all this stuff
Damn.
related to their 30 under 30 brand.
I mean, I guess that's still like not that many people, but still.
It's a pretty long, 600 people. It's a pretty long, I see your point, but
Yeah.
it's not 30.
Right. As it's showcased to be.
Yeah, hell of a name for a 600 person list.
Yeah, right. It should be 600 and under 30.
Yeah, 600. less catchy.
Yeah.
Now, what kills me about the 30 under 30 list is that obviously a big part of it is it sounds like, oh, like the most notable people out there. Now, and that they're voted on by this panel of people who know their shit. Some of the people on this list of people voting on it would be the veteran Forbes editors, of course, they know everything, industry leading judges, which are including people like Miley Cyrus.
Weird.
Why is she voting on this? I'm sure she's wonderful in music.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's like 30 under 34 music, right? Isn't there categories if there's 600 people?
There are categories. So
Yeah.
so maybe she is okay, fine. Fair enough. So maybe
Sorry.
she's voting under 30. No, it's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the list does have, like, especially initially, they have a lot of like very, very impactful people, like Kevin Seastrom, whose company Instagram at that point had only 7 employees.
Oh, wow.
Lena Dunham, who hadn't yet debuted HBO's Girls. Daniel Ek, who
She's a nepo baby, actually.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
Daniel Ek, who had just launched Spotify in the U.S. Journalist Ronan Farrow, who was years before he had exposed Harvey Weinstein in The New Yorker.
Wow.
I know.
Holy shit.
And then Donald Glover.
I didn't know he did that. Fuck, that's insane.
I know.
Well, he must have had intel because he's a nepo baby too. Because he's
Donald Glover is?
No,
Or
not Ronan Farrow is Mia Farrow and Woody Allen's baby.
Is that how he knew about Harvey Weinstein? Is that
I
how
would
he had
assume.
the?
I would
Ooh,
guess.
wow,
Yeah,
that's wild.
I know. Everyone is a nepo baby.
And
Lena
that's,
Dunham.
I think that's why people are so upset about those. That's what it really comes down to. I think that's why people are so angry about the entire quotes around it, because it does give you a leg up, and it's so unfair.
Yeah.
And like the problem is in Europe and a lot of other places, that's just known,
Yeah.
But America pretends to be a meritocracy,
right.
and there, don't get me wrong, are people who come from nothing. But there's a lot of people, and it's most people who are successful are because of this unbelievable advantage that they've had, whatever.
Yes.
It could be as simple as just you had a roof over your head and things like that. Or it could be
and you didn't have to there was no food scarcity.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's it's so funny because people talk about privilege and stuff like that. And they frequently point to, oh, you had a stable household growing up. And that is privilege to an extent.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But there's also the ruling class, as we like to call them, of this country that are Mia Farrow's kid.
Right.
All these other things. So then I looked a little bit more into it, and I was like, there's got to be some people who've actually been on the 30 under 30 who can talk about the process to get on it.
Okay.
And there were on good old Reddit, so this is true. But I do actually think that they sounded pretty real.
Okay.
And this one guy says, I know 2 people on the 30 under 30 list. Both of them are incredibly charismatic and charming in person. Their Instagram and Twitter accounts churn out constant brand building material. They both have pseudo startups with noble causes and vibrant websites. Their startups have a list of impressive advisors, including B-list senators and industry executives. However, neither of them had made any progress on building an actual business. One of them has supposedly been developing the same simple product for about 7 years now.
Oh boy. Okay.
But they've never been able to produce even a proof of concept prototype.
Wow.
So point is, they were saying these guys were doing a bunch of work, but never actually getting out a
And
real
well
thing.
connected and charming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he was like, okay, so what's going on here? He says, I thought I was missing something for the longest time until I let go of the idea that they were really trying to build a company. They're not.
Oh.
They're building their personal brand and succeeding wildly thanks to the publications like 30 Under 30 that have an insatiable appetite for underdog success stories. So some of them are, of course, legitimate business models, but they're mixed into this list with these brand builders who know how to game the systems. I'd be
Wow.
interested in reading an honest where are they now.
Huh.
Right?
Interesting.
And
yeah.
So then this other person posted on Reddit as well, in this same thread, saying, I was on this list and I'd be happy to talk about the process if anyone's interested. You don't buy your way on per se, but there are pretty clear channels to getting on. In my case, I was working at a large tech company and our corporate communications team put out a call to managers for people they could nominate. It's just a form of corporate PR for them.
Oh.
So basically, if your company is
Right.
I don't know, Goldman Sachs or something, in the finance division, they want as many. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Obviously, if I ran a company, I'd want that's cachet to say I have all these people who are influentials,
Right.
young people. Looks good to investors.
Yeah, it does. Interesting. Huh.
So they look for people who are working on whatever it is the company is pushing at that moment, who fits the right image, which. And
Yeah.
I sent some bullets to the comms team, and they wrote this application and sent it directly to their contact at Forbes. And then another common route is via your investors. So they have a strong bias for founders, which is why past lists are littered with rich kids who got started a lemonade stand or whatever.
That's funny.
So if you get any sort of funding or anything like that, you'll get on the list. And then they pepper in people who are like Zendaya, who are just going to have like the automatic like
eyeballs
on it.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh.
Isn't that wild?
That's funny.
So I picked this one person in specific to talk about in more detail about how this list gets a little squirrely at times. So she was on the list from 2015 on the Forbes 30 under 30 for 2015. Her name is Eleni Antoniadou.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It doesn't matter. So now she's 31, or at least 31 when this article came out. And she was on the list.
Old bitch.
Old. Yeah, what is she doing? She had won many awards and accolades and been feted internationally for her scientific work as one of Greece's youngest and brightest minds. She was calling herself a researcher working for NASA, an expert on regenerative medicine, a maker of cutting-edge artificial organs,
Oh my God.
and a passionate activist against organ trafficking and a trainer of astronauts.
Oh.
So this is like what she went on the Forbes. Like,
Was the whole thing a
the
lie?
application. The whole thing
Shut up.
was completely fake. This Forbes article is no longer live, understandably, because she was.
How'd you
making
find
it up.
that? It was just like reported on other places.
It was reported in a lot of Greek news because
God.
it was a pretty big story over there.
That's awesome. Good for her.
So she was doing a ton of news around this and like saying like some pretty incredible things. There was one where she like said she had replaced a trachea in someone, which I think is like a pretty complex procedure.
Yeah, sounds it.
It does. And it pissed a bunch of other like Greek scientists off. One professor who teaches at a French university decided to go to a detailed search online to see how it was possible for such a young person to have accomplished quite so much. He posted his findings on social media and it got all over the place.
Oh my
on a
God.
website called Greek Hoaxes, which is a group dedicated to uncovering fake news in Greece, which is
Okay, I love that.
hilarious.
That's amazing. Good for them.
So they went through all of her achievements and they said the first one was that she worked on the world's first artificial trachea that was successfully transplanted to a patient. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And the counterclaim was she was a postgraduate student at UCL and was remotely involved with the surgery. So this one was she was kind of around but not actually involved with the surgery as much as he claimed.
Right.
By the way, apparently the transplant ended with one of the biggest scandals in modern medicine. So we should probably talk about that at some point too.
That'd be fun.
And the patient died
No.
after his body did not accept it.
I mean, that is like hardcore having like something.
That's a very serious surgery.
That's
and I'm
really
sure it was
intense.
experimental. So it was one of those things
Yeah.
where it's like, ugh. That's...
Yeah, but couldn't they get like one of those like holes poked in? Like, you know how people
Oh,
have
yeah,
smoking
maybe.
trachea? So maybe it was like, you can try.
What if I just made them? I'm like, yeah, actually, they totally could have. Yeah. And I was there for the surgery. So
It must have been something like, listen, you're going to die either way. So like, let's try
I would
out
imagine.
this.
I'm sure everyone else involved like had their shit together.
Yeah.
I can't, I don't think they were all making it up.
I would hope so.
However, so she apparently, long after this guy died, was giving interviews saying how she had saved his life and how the patient was now living a normal life.
Oh my God.
He did not make it. She also did not do the surgery.
Everyone is fucking psycho, dude. Every single person on earth.
Then she said she'd been working for a number of years as a researcher at NASA. Reality, she attended a 10-week summer school program there and took a lot of pictures wearing clothes with the logo.
Wow.
NASA was like, she doesn't work for us.
Oh my God.
It's so
Holy
funny.
shit, dude. People are fucking shameless.
It gets better.
Oh my God.
She then says she calls herself a PhD. She's not. She has 2 postgraduate master's degrees, which is impressive, but it's not a PhD. She also said she was a successful entrepreneur and CEO of a company called Transplants Without Donors that makes artificial transplants. Sounds like a great company, but it's not a real thing. Her company appears nowhere, and the internet domain that owns it is inactive. My favorite part about all of this is so she gets taken down by this Greek page, but this is not until far after she has gone through this scam. She made it onto the Forbes 30 under 30, and then Barbie had its 60th anniversary, and they based one of their sheroes on her.
Oh my God. It actually looks really good too. It looks
It's a
exactly
beautiful.
like her.
It looks just like her. So they literally made a Barbie of this girl.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's so fucking funny, and she just lied.
Do little girls still play with Barbies?
I hope not.
I really don't think they do. I don't know. I don't know any little girls, but
Yeah, I don't either. I know no one of ages beyond 8 years of me, besides a couple comics.
yeah. Well,
But they act like.
I have my
immature.
nephews, but they don't have any Barbies.
Yeah. Well, I'll get them some.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. So this girl got pulled off of the Forbes 30 under 30, but this is the point, is you can just really make up a bunch of stuff or have your company kind of put your resume through the system, or whatever investor that you are, or start a company with like some bullshit lemonade stand with like some, use the word renewable
Right.
a bunch of times, dynamic, sustainable,
That's nice.
future. If it's something to do with
Women.
diseases in a third world country, women with diseases that are renewable in third world countries,
And a sustainable mechanism.
mechanisms, they love
Mm-hmm.
them. You'll get on. And there's 600 people, so there's fucking room.
Well, one thing that we don't have is we are not under 30 years of age.
Well, at this point, we're gonna have to hunt for the 40 under 40,
Yeah.
and that's when people actually start accomplishing shit. So that's gonna be hard.
And is that also like, I don't know, 1,000 under 40?
Probably it's probably like 1,500 under 40.
Listen, who even cares anymore?
Me. And is this all me being petty? Yes. Yes, it is.
Maybe we can get on like a podcasting one.
Okay. It's over. No, it's over. Didn't make it. I'm going to make up my resume from now on, along with this girl, Eleni. She's pretty, though.
Great. I do know a girl that was on 30 under 30. She was there for like some like women's health
Of course.
thing or something like that. It was
Was
like,
she cool?
I didn't know her. I knew her like through a friend of a friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe she's a freaking jerk.
We'll go with
She
that.
might- Yeah.
Because I'm petty. But anyway, that's been the episode. Short one. It's the
Wow.
holidays.
That's fun.
Yeah. Hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed.
Like and subscribe. Tell your family members.
Tell your family members. Enjoy the new year, the holiday time. And we'll be back in more earnest in a week or two.
Goodbye.
Bye.